There is a sacred reason you are here. You didn't click this by accident, and your soul wasn't drawn to this moment by chance. Right now, the voice of God is moving through the heavens and into your heart, awakening something greater than every earthly limit. He is calling your name. He is calling you clearly, personally, urgently. Scripture says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." Jeremiah 1:5. From the beginning, you were never ordinary. You were chosen, set apart for a mission bigger than anything you've imagined. Before we go deeper into this revelation, pause and make 3 simple steps as an act of faith. First, tap like as a sign you agree with God's call over your life. Second, comment 777 below, the number of divine completion, to declare you're ready to receive. Third, subscribe to join a growing family of 144,000 chosen souls walking this path together. And only the chosen will stay to the end, because what's about to be revealed will shake your spirit awake and carry you across a threshold the world is not prepared to witness. You've walked through quiet tears and long nights of prayer. You felt forgotten in dark seasons. But none of it was wasted. Every moment has been a refining fire, shaping you to stand in this very hour. Remember Moses before the burning bush, not a king, not a scholar, just a man who stuttered, yet chosen to lead a nation. That's how God works. He doesn't call the flawless, he calls the willing, those who listen, obey, and allow him to transform them. Even now, God is arranging pathways in your life. Doors that seemed welded shut are creaking open. Roads once hidden are coming into view. Opportunities you never dared to imagine are taking shape. This is not luck, it's the divine current God has prepared for you. Hear his promise. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and rivers in the wasteland. Isaiah 43:19. That word is unfolding over your journey right now. So don't be surprised if you feel a holy pressure rising inside, like a deep, steady drumbeat in your bones. That's not random emotion. It's the Spirit of God stirring you, signaling that the season of waiting has closed and the season of moving has begun. What you called failure, what looked like collapse, was training. God did not abandon you in the night. He was quietly building you so that when he called, you'd be strong enough to answer. Picture David facing Goliath. The world saw a boy with a sling and a stone. God saw a warrior. With faith, a small stone became a sword of victory. Today, God looks at you the same way. He does not fixate on your weakness, your past, or your lack. He sees the strength, the grace, and the light he planted within you. Hear this plainly. This isn't merely an invitation. It's a divine summons. God is not calling someone else. He is calling you. Your name is written in his plan, whispered among the stars, carried on the wind through every season you've survived. If you're hearing these words, consider it your sign. It's time to rise, to step out to answer. And when you say yes, you will sense a real shift, like fog lifting off a road, like firm ground setting under your feet, like dawn overcoming night. You'll realize you've never walked alone. His hand has always been there, guiding you step by step, turning dreams into reality. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. That isn't a slogan. It's a spine of truth that will carry you through this next chapter. The chosen don't exist to live small, quiet lives. The chosen are made to burn, lit by a fire from God that pushes back the darkness. That flame has been smouldering inside you for years. Now the Spirit is fanning it into a blaze that cannot be put out. The world might tell you to be quiet, blend in, shrink back, but God's voice is louder. Rise, shine, be who I made you to be. This is your hour, not tomorrow, not someday, now. Feel the urgency. Don't miss it. Don't harden your heart. Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. Hebrews 3:15. You've heard his call. You feel it right now. And the decision rests with you. Will you answer, or will you turn away? Choose the yes. Declare it with your words, seal it with your faith, and step into the current of God's purpose. You are not here to live under the ceiling of fear, shame, or delay. You are here to run in the wide open of his promise. This is the moment you claim your place in his design, the moment you refuse smallness and embrace the greatness he ordained for you. The heavens are ready. The doors are ready. Your spirit is ready. Say yes and walk through. Right now, pause and let your spirit settle into this truth. God's call over your life is not vague, not distant. It is specific, alive, and personal. He is not whispering someone else's name. He is speaking yours. The same God who called Abraham to leave his homeland, the same God who called Samuel in the night, the same God who called Mary to carry his son, that very God is calling you right now. And when he calls, it is not to confuse, not to burden, but to awaken destiny inside of you. Think about the years behind you, the trials, the heartbreaks, the battles that could have broken you. Many times you asked, "Why me, Lord? Why this pain? Why this silence?" But today the veil is lifting, and you begin to see it was all preparation. Like gold tested in fire, your faith was refined. Like clay in the potter's hand, your life was being shaped. Romans 8:28 assures us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Every tear, every setback, every unanswered prayer was a brick in the foundation of what he is building in you now. Do you feel the shift? The air itself seems heavy with possibility, as if heaven is pressing against the veil of earth, waiting for you to step forward. This is not imagination. This is alignment. When you hear his voice, when your spirit recognizes that pull, it means the pieces of heaven's puzzle are falling into place. The timing is not random. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." Right now is your season. But hear this warning. When God calls, the enemy tries to distract. The noise of the world, the fear of failure, the memory of past mistakes, they all rise up like shadows to convince you to stay still. Yet his voice cuts through louder than the storm, firmer than the lie, steadier than your fear. Like Jesus calling Peter to step out of the boat, his command is simple: look at me, trust me, and walk. The waves will crash, the wind will howl, but the water will hold, because my word is enough. Let that picture sink deep. God's call is not just a gentle nudge, it is a force that tears down walls. Chains you didn't even know you carried are breaking as you listen. Generational curses are dissolving, old labels are being stripped off. What people said about you, what you once said about yourself, is being silenced by the voice that created galaxies. You are not what your failures called you. You are what his voice calls you, chosen, redeemed, beloved. This is why today matters. This is why your yes matters. It isn't just about you. It's about everyone your obedience will touch. When Moses said yes, a nation was set free. When Esther said yes, a people were saved. When Mary said yes, the Savior came into the world. And when you say yes, lives around you will change. Chains will fall, light will break into dark places. You are not a bystander. You are a vessel. So rise. Don't let the weight of yesterday chain you to the ground. Don't let the fear of tomorrow freeze you where you stand. Right now, in this breath, in this heartbeat, choose faith. Choose trust. Choose obedience. His call is not a maybe. It is a promise. And when God promises, it cannot fail. Isaiah 55:11 declares, "So is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it." This is not a time to shrink back. It is a time to step boldly, to walk as though every step is lit by fire from heaven, because it is. The God who parted the Red Sea, who brought water from a rock, who raised Lazarus from the tomb, that God is with you. He is not sending you alone. He is walking before you, beside you, and within you. Lift your head, straighten your shoulders, feel the Spirit rise within. Say yes, and watch the impossible bend to the voice of the one who calls you. This is your moment, your divine summons, your destiny written before time began. Answer him, and everything changes. Close your eyes for a moment and let the weight of this truth wash over you. God's call is not something you stumble upon. It's something that has been echoing since the day you were born. Even in the moments when you felt lost, abandoned, or invisible, his voice was still speaking, waiting for this appointed hour. Psalm 139 reminds us, "Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." That means even before your first cry, your path was already etched in his plan. Think back on the nights you thought you couldn't go on, the days when life pressed in so heavy you felt crushed under its weight. Yet you're still here. You didn't collapse. You didn't disappear. Why? Because his hand carried you through, even when you didn't see it. That survival itself is proof you've been chosen. Every battle you survived is a testimony that His purpose is bigger than your pain. Every scar you carry is not shame, but a sign that you've been prepared for something higher. And now, right now, the atmosphere around you is shifting. God's Spirit is stirring the fire within you that life tried to extinguish. Can you feel it? The whisper in your soul that says, "This is not the end, this is the beginning." That's the same whisper Elijah heard in the gentle breeze after the earthquake and the fire. The same whisper that guided Gideon out of hiding and into leadership. The same whisper that turned fishermen into apostles who changed the world. And today, it is the same whisper calling you by name. But this call is not only about your breakthrough, it's about the people waiting on the other side of your obedience. When you say yes, chains break, not just for you, but for others. When you rise, you become a light that guides those still stumbling in darkness. Jesus said in Matthew 5:14, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." That's what you are meant to be, visible, radiant, unstoppable. Yes, the enemy will try to intimidate you. He will remind you of every mistake, every failure, every weakness. He will whisper lies that you're not ready, not good enough, not worthy. But God's truth drowns out every lie. "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." 2 Corinthians 12:9. You don't need to be flawless. You need to be faithful. Your yes is all He's asking for. Picture it like this. You've been walking through a long night, and now the horizon is breaking open with dawn. You can almost see the light cresting over the hills. This is what answering His call feels like. A shift from shadow into sunrise, from survival into purpose, from wandering into destiny. You are not here to live in cycles of doubt. You are here to walk in clarity, to step in rhythm with His Spirit. So let your spirit rise up in courage. Let faith silence fear. Let hope replace despair. This is not the time to shrink back. It's the time to advance. Every no you've heard from the world, every door that slammed in your face, every season of delay, they all pale against the one great yes God is declaring over you now. He is saying, "You are mine, you are chosen, you are ready." Do not resist this pull. Do not harden your heart. Do not delay. Like Samuel in the night, let your answer be simple and bold. "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." That yes will unlock what you've been waiting for. That yes will transform confusion into clarity, pain into power, brokenness into beauty. This is not just another moment. It is your moment. Heaven is leaning close, the angels are watching, the Spirit is stirring, and the Father is calling your name. Answer Him now, and watch your life shift into the divine story He wrote long before you ever knew who you were. Right now, take a deep breath and recognize what is happening inside your spirit. God is unveiling a part of His plan that has been hidden until this very moment. You've walked through seasons where it felt like silence, where every prayer seemed unanswered, where your soul asked, "Lord, do you still see me?" And now His response thunders through eternity, yet lands softly in your heart. "I have called you by name. You are mine." Isaiah 43 verse 1. That is not poetry. It is ownership. It is God Himself claiming you as His chosen. Think about the story of David, forgotten in the fields, overlooked by his own family, yet chosen by God to be king. The world didn't see his worth, but heaven had already declared his destiny. And so it is with you. Others may have dismissed you, underestimated you, even mocked your dreams, but none of that defines you. God's voice defines you. His call is higher than human opinion, louder than rejection, stronger than doubt. This is the hour of awakening. The tug you feel, the restlessness, the stirring in your chest, it is not random. It is God Himself pulling you into alignment. He is saying, the time to wait is over. The time to rise is here. Do not mistake this for emotion. It is revelation. You are standing at the threshold of divine transformation. Doors that resisted you are unlocking. Chains you carried for years are snapping. The heaviness you thought would never lift is dissolving in the presence of His call. But here is the truth. Saying yes to God's voice will demand courage. It will stretch you beyond comfort. It will push you into places where faith must replace sight. Like Peter stepping onto the waves, the logic of man will scream, "It's impossible." But the voice of Christ says, "Come." And when you fix your eyes on Him, the storm loses power, the water holds, and the impossible becomes your testimony. Don't ignore the urgency of this moment. You've delayed before. You've let fear talk you out of it, let insecurity weigh you down. But now heaven has scheduled your breakthrough. Hebrews 10:35-36 tells us, "So do not throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded." You need to persevere so that when you have done the will of God, you will receive what He has promised. This is not the season to hesitate. This is the season to believe boldly, to step fully, to trust completely. And when you do, your life won't just shift, it will shine. You will become a walking testimony that God still speaks, that God still redeems, that God still raises up the unlikely and the overlooked. Your obedience will ripple into others' lives. Like Mary Magdalene, once broken but then chosen to be the first to proclaim the resurrection, your yes will carry light into places that have forgotten hope. Let the Spirit remind you, you are not ordinary. You were never meant to blend in. You were designed to stand out as a living flame of God's glory. That fire inside of you, the one that refuses to die no matter how dark life has been, that is God's voice fanning the embers. It is time to burn brighter. It is time to rise higher. It is time to say yes without hesitation. Right now, the heavens lean close, creation holds its breath, and the Spirit whispers your name. The Father is not asking for perfection. He is asking for obedience. Will you trust Him? Will you step forward? Will you answer? This is your moment, chosen one. Say yes and step into everything He has prepared for you. Let this truth sink deep. You are not here to wander aimlessly, to stumble through life unsure of your worth. You are here because the Creator of heaven and earth has called you by name. Every breath you've taken, every road you've walked, every tear you've cried, none of it has been wasted. All of it has led you to this moment of awakening. As Romans 8:30 declares, "And those He predestined He also called. Those He called He also justified. Those He justified He also glorified." That call is alive inside you right now. Think of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, forgotten in prison, yet every step was part of God's design to raise him to a place of influence and destiny. What looked like tragedy was actually preparation. Your story mirrors his more than you realize. The betrayals, the delays, the losses, they were not the end. They were chapters building toward your breakthrough. God does not waste pain. He weaves it into purpose until even your scars become sacred. But hear this with urgency. His call is not a suggestion. It is not an optional invitation. It is a summons, a divine command to step into the fullness of who you are in Him. The enemy would love for you to stay stuck, trapped in fear or regret. He whispers that you are too broken, too late, too unworthy. But God's truth is louder. The one who calls you is faithful, and He will do it. 1 Thessalonians 5:24. His faithfulness, not your flawlessness, is the anchor of your destiny. This is why you cannot shrink back anymore. You've been through too much to stay small. You've survived storms that should have drowned you. You've endured fires that should have consumed you. Yet here you stand. That alone is proof of His hand on your life. And if He brought you through what was meant to destroy you, He will surely carry you into what He has promised. Imagine the moment when Esther, trembling yet resolute, walked into the king's court, knowing her life was on the line. She didn't step in with certainty of outcome, but with faith that she was placed there for such a time as this. Esther 4:14. You too are standing in a divine moment. The fear is real, yes, but the purpose is greater. You are not just living through history, you are stepping into destiny. Your obedience today is not just about your blessing, it is about unlocking blessings for others. When you answer God's call, chains break not only for you but for those connected to your life. Like Paul and Silas singing in prison until the foundations shook and the doors flung open, your yes will cause freedom to ripple outward. Others will see, others will believe, others will be lifted because you dared to answer. So hear me clearly, this is not the time to delay, not the time to doubt, not the time to retreat. Heaven itself is moving on your behalf. Angels are being dispatched, doors are unlocking, opportunities are aligning, the Spirit is stirring, and the Father is calling your name with a voice that cannot be mistaken. Lift your eyes, let go of the weight you've been dragging, step forward in courage. Because when you say yes, you don't step into uncertainty, you step into destiny. You don't walk alone, you walk with the Author of life. You don't stumble in weakness, you move in his strength. This is the hour, this is the moment. The call is clear. Answer him, and watch everything in your world begin to shift into the design he prepared for you from the very beginning. There is a fire burning in you that life has tried to smother, yet it refuses to go out. That fire is God's call. You've felt it since you were young, the sense that you were set apart, marked for something greater than the ordinary. And though you've walked through valleys of disappointment, though you've faced seasons where hope felt distant, that call never left you. Because once God has spoken over your life, no power on earth or in hell can erase it. For God's gifts and his call are irrevocable. Romans 11:29. Think about Moses. He ran from Egypt, convinced he was a failure, hiding in the desert for 40 years. Yet when the time came, God's voice broke through the wilderness in the fire of a burning bush. The years of silence were not wasted, they were preparation. So it is with you. The quiet seasons, the hidden struggles, the unanswered prayers, each one was shaping you into the vessel you are now. You have been refined, humbled, and strengthened for this very moment. But here's the truth you must embrace. When God calls you, it is not about your qualifications, it's about your availability. The world may say you're not enough, but God says, I am with you, and that is enough. Like Jeremiah, who cried, I do not know how to speak, I am too young, yet heard the Lord reply, do not be afraid, for I am with you and will rescue you. Jeremiah 1:6-8. God is not asking for perfection, he is asking for your yes. Right now, heaven is waiting on your response. The angels lean close. Creation groans for your obedience. The spirit inside you stirs with urgency. You cannot keep running, cannot keep doubting, cannot keep hiding. This is the moment to step forward. The time for hesitation is over. The kingdom needs your voice, your light, your faith. And when you say yes, something shifts not only in you but around you. The people connected to your destiny begin to awaken. Chains you thought were unbreakable fall. Generations that carried curses begin to see blessing. Your obedience becomes the key that unlocks doors for others. Just as Rahab's faith spared her family, your faith will create ripples of salvation and breakthrough far beyond what you can see. Do not underestimate the power of this call. It is not a whisper meant to comfort. It is a trumpet blast meant to awaken. It shakes the ground beneath you. It silences the lies that tried to bury you. It declares to the universe that you belong to God and you are stepping into your purpose. Lift your eyes, chosen soul. Feel the strength of heaven at your back. You are not here to survive. You are here to conquer. You are not here to blend in. You are here to shine. You are not here by accident. You are here by design. And the one who calls you is faithful. He will finish what he started. So rise. Step out of fear. Step out of doubt. Step out of the shadows. This is your appointed time. God is calling your name, and your only response is the one Samuel gave long ago. Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. And when you answer, all of heaven will move, and your life will never be the same. Even now, in the quiet of your heart, you can sense it. God's voice is closer than your breath, clearer than the doubts that echo in your mind. It is not a distant call. It is here, now, personal. He is not speaking to a crowd. He is calling you. Your name is written on his lips, inscribed in his plan, carved into his purpose. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1:5. That is not a verse for someone else. It is a promise for you. Think about how many times you should have been broken but weren't. How many times you could have given up, but somehow strength rose inside you that wasn't your own. Those weren't coincidences. They were confirmations. Proof that God's hand has never left your life. Each close call, each heavy burden you survived, each tear you cried, they were all seeds planted in faith, now ready to bloom into destiny. Right now, his call is stripping away the lies that tried to define you, lies that said you were too small, too weak, too late, lies that told you your mistakes disqualified you. But his truth declares, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. What the world calls weakness, God calls readiness. What the world dismisses, God anoints. This is your time to rise. Do not let fear steal it from you. Do not let comparison choke it out. Do not let delay lull you back to sleep. Heaven has appointed this very hour for you to step into what you were created for. When Joshua stood before the Jordan River, the people waiting behind him, the promised land stretching ahead, God's words thundered, "Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Joshua 1:9. Those words now echo for you. Understand this. Your yes will not just change your life, it will change the atmosphere around you. Families will shift. Generations will shift. Nations can shift because of one heart fully surrendered. Like Abraham stepping into the unknown, your obedience becomes the foundation of blessings that flow long after you're gone. The Spirit is urging you now, don't hold back. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is here. Don't wait for perfect strength, because His strength is already with you. Don't wait for signs, because the sign is His voice calling your name. So lift your head, chosen one. The fire in you is not small, it is heaven's flame, and it is time to burn brightly. The light you carry is meant to pierce through the darkness. The love you carry is meant to heal broken hearts. The faith you carry is meant to move mountains. Answer Him now. Say yes. Step forward. Because when you respond to His call, the story of your life is no longer just about you. It becomes a living testimony of what God can do through a willing soul. And when you move, heaven moves with you. This is your moment. This is your call. And the one who has spoken it will see it through.